y'all, my name is destinyxlashan and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are a loyal subscriber. In today's video, we are doing a weekly meal prep. So I don't know if y'all saw last week's video, my what I eat in a day, but I am on an anti-inflammatory diet and I am currently doing 75 hard. So I'm working out twice a day, sticking to my diet. So I just wanted to show y'all this week's meal prep. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and then go to the description box and make sure you hype the video. When you hype the video, it gets sent out to more people, and I'm pretty sure more people want to try the anti-inflammatory lifestyle and also want to try meal prepping. So just make sure you hype it so more people can see my content. All right, y'all, so for breakfast, we are making some egg muffins, and my meat of choice are these chicken sausages. I get them from Kroger. I've eaten these for years. I remember my mama used to buy these a few years ago growing up, so I don't think those are new at all, but I just don't think that they are sold at every grocery store. So when you find them, stock up on them, okay? And so I put those in the oven. I guess I just really didn't feel like dealing with my air fryer because usually I cook my meat in my air fryer, but this day I decided to cook it in the oven. And then luckily with these egg muffins, you can kind of customize them to your liking. So you can add whatever vegetables you want. I added in some mushrooms and some spinach. And for some reason, I didn't have any onions or bell peppers. I cannot remember the last time I didn't have onions and bell peppers in my kitchen. I feel like that is such a necessity for every kitchen. So I think it's safe to say I need to make a farmer's market run or just a grocery run in general to stock up on those like necessary items that each meal require, because I was actually shocked that I did not have any onion or bell pepper this week. And now it is time to chop up this chicken sausage now that it's done. So as y'all know, I am on an anti-inflammatory diet. And with this diet, you definitely want to avoid red meat, processed meats. So I'm not 100% sure if this chicken sausage is 100% anti-inflammatory, but I do know that it is a healthier or just a better alternative to maybe regular bacon, turkey bacon, pork sausage. So I'm still doing my research, and I think I want to make a dedicated video to like all things anti-inflammatory, just to like do some research and put it out there, because I keep getting questions about it and I don't feel like I know everything there is to know about the diet. So I want to educate myself more on it, but I do think that chicken sausage is a better option, but I'm just not sure if it's 100% anti-inflammatory. So I'm kind of teetering on that line of like being on the diet, but also low-key not being on the diet, because again, you're not supposed to be eating processed meats, and this is definitely processed. But anyway, back to the egg muffins. So you want to go ahead and put all of your ingredients into the muffin pan. I use that silicone muffin pan from Amazon. I'll try to link it in my Amazon storefront just in case anybody wants to get it. And then of course you can't have egg muffins without actual eggs. So I use 2 eggs and some egg whites. Y'all know the benefits of egg whites. I don't have to explain that. It's definitely a great option if you're going for that no cholesterol, low fat, alternative. And then also you want to season it with some salt and pepper. I feel like I always say this, but I forgot to use salt and pepper one time and it was horrible. So please don't be like me. Do not forget your salt and pepper. And then usually with these egg muffins, I heat them up every morning. I eat about 2 or 3. And then I usually eat it with some avocado, but I also did not have any avocado. I don't know what was going on with me when I went to the grocery store for this meal prep, but clearly I didn't get anything that I actually needed because I did not grab avocado. So for these egg muffins each morning, I just ate them with some fruit. And as always, I'm open to suggestions for what I can cook for the next few weeks. So let me know if y'all have any breakfast ideas, because I feel like with breakfast, it's super traditional. And, you know, certain things are breakfast foods and certain things aren't. And, you know, I run out of ideas all the time. So let me know if y'all have any ideas. Even if it's not anti-inflammatory, I can maybe put my own spin on it and make it anti-inflammatory. So let me know in the comments if y'all have any suggestions. But for lunch, we are making some mashed sweet potato and some chicken. Now, I am puncturing my potato with this fork because that will release the steam while it's in the oven. I don't think this is a necessity, but you don't want to have an accident where your sweet potato bursts. So ever since I learned this trick, I've always just punctured my sweet potato just in case. And I had it in the oven for a few hours. I just left it alone, let it do its thing, and it came out perfectly. And then now it is time to season our chicken. So as always, you can definitely season your chicken with whatever you want, but I went in with some of my Jamaican jerk seasoning that I get from the DeKalb's Farmers Market, and then I went in with some sazon, some garlic powder, onion powder, some pepper, and I think I also had some paprika as well. I'm just always in the mood for like that Jamaican jerk taste, so I always keep me some of that seasoning in my pantry. But let me know what y'all like to season y'all chicken with, or just y'all meat with in general. And I think I want to start marinating my chicken and trying different flavors, because like I said, I'm always leaning towards that Jamaican jerk seasoning because it's so good, but I feel like it's pretty basic and I want to expand my palate a little bit. So if y'all have any like marinades or any seasoning combinations that I have to try, let me know. I am close to a few different farmers markets, and then I can also make that drive out there back to the DeKalb's Farmers Market because I know they have so many options there. So let me know. But I did cook this chicken on both sides on the stove for a few minutes. My goal wasn't to cook it all the way through. It was just to get that beautiful color that I like. So cooked it on both sides, and then I put it on this sheet pan and I threw it in the oven to finish it off because of course I knew it wasn't done, since the goal really was to just get that color on it and not cook it 100%. So I left it in there until I felt like it was done. You definitely don't want to play around with raw chicken, so make sure your food is 100% done. And now it is time to peel our sweet potato. It wasn't hot. I did let it cool off for at least like 30 to 45 minutes. So I don't know why I was acting like this. I think because it was just like really slimy. So I was like, I really don't want to peel this. But it was a breeze after I peeled it. I used this, what is this called? Like a masher. I don't know. Keep one of these with the rest of your utensils. It'll definitely come in handy. It was super easy to mash and it tastes fine just like this. But of course, I'm a little bit extra and I wanted to actually treat it like it was mashed potatoes. So I added a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. I could have added some butter, but I think that would have been a little too extra. But do what you want to do with it. I feel like this is definitely a healthier option that you can reach for instead of going for mashed potatoes. You can reach for something that can give you that protein, that fiber, like sweet potato. And then look at this chicken, y'all. It came out so beautifully. Oh my God. Look at the sear on it. Look at how bright white the meat is. That's how you know it's done, okay? You don't see no pinkness over here. And I don't mean to be dramatic. I feel like I say this quite often, but this was one of my favorite meal preps that I've had in quite some time. Like the sweet potato with the chicken, it was just amazing. And I do wish that I had maybe something green in the bowl to go with it. Maybe some green beans or some broccoli, some Brussels sprouts, something green to really add to that beautiful color. But overall, it was really good. The flavors were good. It was just amazing. And as always, these meal prep containers are linked in my Amazon storefront. I know this probably looks like a lot, but I actually didn't even end up eating all of the mashed sweet potato each day. So don't think that I'm like overeating, because I think my eyes were just really big. My eyes were bigger than my stomach the day I was plating this food. But again, I do wish I had something green on the plate, but I don't know, it turned out really good. And then for dinner, we are making a chicken vegetable soup. Now, I was at, I don't even remember where I got this from, but I think I got it from a farmer's market. I don't know, but I got this whole chicken and I realized that I really don't want to cook the whole chicken. I just wanted some soup to last for a few days. So I got the bright idea to slice the bird in half, and I did not realize how hard it would be. Like, to see all of the slime and the guts and the skin, it was very nasty, but I figured it out. That bone, I guess that's like is that the wishbone or the backbone? I don't know. That little bone right there, she was difficult. She was very hard to get rid of, but that is the whole bird that I used. You don't have to do that. You can just go and get you some chicken legs, some chicken thighs, some chicken breast, and throw it in the crock pot. But I'm a little extra. I wanted to use a whole bird, and this is exactly what I get, because it took me like 30 minutes to figure out how to cut this, but eventually I got the hang of it. So like I said, I figured it out, and now it is time to go ahead and start assembling our soup. I actually started working on this soup before I even started working on the breakfast and the lunch, because I was using my crock pot and I wanted it to slow cook. So I don't know if y'all noticed, but it's been slow cooking in the back of the video the whole time. But now I'm showing y'all how we got to that point. So I do have the crock pot that I used linked in my Shop My account. I know it probably feels like I'm always telling y'all to like click my Amazon storefront or go to my Shop My account. But before you can ask me where I got it from, I want to just go ahead and get ahead of it and have it ready for you. So that's why I'm always promoting it. So if it's annoying, I'm sorry, but I just like to be helpful and resourceful. 9 times out of 10, if you see something in my video, I'm probably going to have it linked just so you can find it accessibly or easily, I guess I should say. But I put the chicken in the crock pot with some water and I think a spoonful of some chicken bouillon. And of course, you can't have a chicken vegetable soup without actual vegetables. So I decided to add just the basics, which is celery and carrots. I feel like these are just basic necessities that go into every soup. So I used 2 stalks of celery and then one of those really big carrots. I have some more carrots in my fridge, so I think I'm gonna make like a carrot juice. So be on the lookout for that recipe if I do actually make it. But I did like skin the carrot just to get that dirty layer off. I don't think it's dirt, it's ugly. So get the ugly layer off, and then you want to chop it up in little circles. And like I said, this was on the whole day. I think I cooked this soup for maybe 4 hours, but we're gonna get to all of that very soon. But the main vegetables that I use for this recipe are celery, carrots, and kale, and y'all will see the kale towards the end of the video because I didn't want to add the kale in too soon because I wanted it to keep its shape and its crunch, so I added it at the very last minute. Okay, so at this point, you want to go ahead and add in your vegetables to the crock pot. Again, all I have in the crock pot now is the chicken, the water, and the chicken bouillon. So you want to add in your seasonings. I went in with all of my favorites, just some seasoned salt, garlic powder, onion powder, but also some turmeric. Turmeric is great if you're on an anti-inflammatory diet. It doesn't really have a taste, but you want it for that color and those health benefits. And so I think I had this cooking for like 2 hours, and then the chicken was done. And then I took the chicken out. You want to take the chicken out so that you can shred it properly, get all the bones off of it so that you don't have bones sitting in your soup. And actually, I think I just said 2 hours. No, I had it cooking for 3 hours, and then I took the chicken out. And then at this point, I added in the kale, and I let the kale sit while I was shredding up my chicken, and then I turned the crock pot off because the kale doesn't take that long to cook. And like I said, I want to keep that shape and keep that natural crunch that the kale has. I don't want it to like wither away in that hot soupy water. So yeah, I turned the crock pot off at that point, but go ahead and shred your chicken, get all those bones out. I'm really glad that I only went with half of the chicken because I think the whole bird would have just been too much. But of course, do what you want to do with your soup recipe. It's totally up to you. So shred, and then like I said, once you have it shredded up as fine as you like for it to be, add it back into the crock pot. I also kept the skin on the chicken. I don't know, I like chicken skin. But yeah, I kept the skin on it, and then I put it back into the crock pot, and then I put the lid on it, and I just let it sit. Oh yeah, I think I also added some chicken bone broth. I forgot I had it in my fridge until this point in the recipe, and I was like, you know what, bone broth has so many health benefits. Let me add like a half a cup of bone broth just to add a little bit more benefits. So I think I want to name this soup because it came out so good. It was so hearty and healthy. I think I want to run it back and actually give it a name and actually like get a ironclad recipe for it so that I can like have it as one of my staples because it was so good. It was so healthy. Like I said, it was so hearty. Right now we're just gonna call it the chicken vegetable soup, but let me know if you have some name ideas for I don't know, let me know if you have some name ideas for it. I'm a little extra if y'all can't tell, but go ahead and put them in your meal prep containers. And that is basically it for this week. I also prepped some fruit, but this is how it turned out. So thank you so much for watching this video. All right, y'all, that's the end of this week's meal prep video. As a reminder, like, comment, subscribe. A lot of what you see in today's video and in all of my videos will be linked in either my Amazon storefront or my Shop My. So just click the link in my description box to just check out whatever you see me using. If you don't see it linked, it's probably because I can't find it or I just don't remember where it's from. But thank you for making it this far. And also, as always, give me some suggestions for what I can be making next week. Like I said, I already have an idea for next week's breakfast, but for lunch and dinner, I am always open to suggestions. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see y'all in next week's video.